Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, we may be getting a break from the winter weather this week. Why the little bit of snow left should be gone very soon.
SU students have dealt with multiple swatting incidents over the past week. How the Department of Public Safety is responding to the threats.
And Orange women's basketball continues to rack up wins and climb the AP poll. We have the latest on them and other Syracuse sports. Mornings on the Hill starts right now.
Good morning, I'm Mike Ostrowski. Thanks for joining us for Mornings on the Hill.
And I'm Zatazia Duffy. Here's a look at today's top story.
Our top story this hour, it's a chilly morning in CNY, but warmer weather may be on the way.
Josh Crawford joins us live outside with a first look at today's conditions.
Thanks, guys. It was disrespectfully cold, as y'all mentioned early in the morning when we got here, in the single digits, but temperatures have crept upwards as the sun rose. Now, temperatures will stay below freezing till about 12 or 1 p.m., but with the sun staying in the sky most of the day, those temperatures will continue to rise until sunset. So, for a non-native like me, glove, scarves, hat, all day. But for 315 natives, late afternoon and night, you can maybe get away with just one jacket and, like I said, if you're super bold, maybe some long sleeves or even some shorts. So yeah, that's your weather report. And like I said, it's sunny outside. Sunny doesn't necessarily mean warm, but it isn't as cold as it was in the morning. Josh Crawford, NCC News Weather Report. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Josh. Maxwell students have experienced 3 separate swatting incidents over the past week.
Our Kristen Lilly joins us live with an update. Kristen?
Yes, the DPS and law enforcement are conducting an ongoing investigation to find out who's responsible for these unsettling threats. David M. Van Slyke, the dean of Maxwell School, expressed his concerns about the severity of this matter. I am sharing these details because I want everyone to understand the many challenges and rapidly evolving nature of events like this, as well as the amount of thought and care it takes to respond to unconfirmed threat events in real time. Students and faculty are making it clear that this is no laughing matter. The fear caused by these false alarms have sparked conversations about the misuse of emergency services. Our reporter Rico Lopez takes a closer look at what these students have to say.
Thanks, Kristen. After receiving several updates from the DPS, students are left feeling uneasy.
And a lot of people are worried.
3 swatting incidents on Syracuse University's campus left students concerned. Swatting is defined by Merriam-Webster as making a false report of an ongoing serious crime in order to elicit a response from law enforcement. Last week, SU's Department of Public Safety responded to 2 false active shooter threats and a bomb threat at Maxwell and Eggers Halls. In a university-wide email, DPS Chief Craig A. Stone says DPS takes all these reports seriously and will investigate fully. It will maintain increased patrols at Maxwell and Eggers Halls, and it is in contact with the FBI and local law enforcement as the investigation continues. That did not ease students' worry.
I hope this doesn't happen again, and I hope the Syracuse DPS is working hard to prevent anything like this from happening again.
After a wave of swatting in New York State last April, Central New York District 5 Senator John Mannion sponsored a bill that would expand criminal penalties for the false reporting of the use of a deadly weapon.
I think that that's not a matter that should be joked around with, and that detrimental campus safety.
The bill is currently in the State Senate Committee. In university emails, DPS ensures that the campus has the proper protocols to respond to threats. Reporting live, I'm Rico Lopez for Mornings on the Hill. Back to you on the desk.
Syracuse City School District officials held a press conference this morning to address the shocking assault of a teacher at Lincoln Middle School on the city's east side. On Friday, 31-year-old Lenzina Sutton bypassed school security, going into a classroom and attacking her child's teacher. District Attorney Bill Fitzpatrick said that the teacher was left with broken facial bones. Sutton has been charged with second-degree assault and third-degree burglary. This has been the first time the SCSD has publicly addressed the incident.
And some bad news for renters in the area. A report by Apartment Advisor says that Syracuse has become the most competitive rental market in the entire country. The report says that supply and demand is largely to blame. The area lacks affordable places to rent with just a 1.8% vacancy rate, all while nearly 30% of the city population reported living in poverty for the 2022 census. The problem could get even worse with the Micron plant poised to create tens of thousands of jobs in the area in the coming years. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer was in Syracuse on Monday to advocate for renewing a law that bans ghost guns, weapons that have less than 4 ounces of metal.
The Undetectable Firearms Act came into law in 1988, but will expire if it is not reauthorized by March 8th. The bill prohibits plastic guns made by 3D printers. These guns are a problem because they don't set off metal detectors. Onondaga County authorities have confiscated 60 ghost guns since the beginning of 2023. In Syracuse, poverty and food insecurity are rising concerns, but local organizations like We Rise Above the Streets are stepping up. Our Dipanjali Sharma delves into what motivates the founder and dozens of volunteers on a Saturday morning.
Thanks, Dasia. Almost half of the children in Syracuse are living in poverty, with over 48% facing this challenge. Additionally, data shows that more than 45,000 families in the city struggle with food insecurity. This is why Al-Amin Muhammad has been doing all that he can to feed the people of Syracuse. Sandwich Saturdays, an event that he started a decade ago, and since then, without fail, the event has been held every Saturday, regardless of weather conditions or any other circumstances.
Right, but before you make...
It's a busy morning at the Lincoln Middle School, where more than 50 volunteers work tirelessly to prepare sandwiches for a crowd of over 300 people every Saturday. The volunteers are inspired by their founder.
Love, right? Hate, love, compassion, all the time, and kindness.
Al-Amin Muhammad's own life experiences serve as his inspiration, or as he says, his calling to help others.
I was homeless for 10 years, and I overcame homelessness. So I told myself when I overcome homelessness and started a nonprofit, I wanted to treat people like we'll treat ourselves, bring new stuff, good food.
Hence the slogan, if we eat, they eat. After the sandwiches are prepared, more food, clothing, and other needed items are distributed here at Billings Park in downtown. According to the Housing and Homeless Coalition, the homeless rates in Onondaga County have risen up to 30%, with over 45,000 families facing food insecurity. Muhammad says there has been an evident increase.
Yeah, it got worse. It got really worse. Since I moved here 10 years ago.
The volunteers say they even plan their weekend around the event. Families step out together with their children, hoping to teach them about kindness and lending a helping hand.
Water.
Like Muhammad, some volunteers understand the pain of hunger and not having enough themselves.
Yeah, we're immigrants, so we came with nothing, and it's, now I want to show the kids that we have to give back because somebody helped us at one point, and now we got to do the same for others.
And little Maria definitely supports the cause.
20,082 and 2 billion%.
Just yesterday, students of Most Holy Rosary School made 150 sandwich bags for today's event.
Smile, you are amazing. Not many people hear that. And not many people can feel it, so to be reminded that you're loved is a great feeling.
And here are those smiles that inspire Muhammad and the volunteers to keep pushing for new ways to help people.
In fact, since Syracuse's homeless shelters are currently full, more accommodation is next on the group's to-do list. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Dipanjali Sharma. Back to you guys.
Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, it's chilly outside for now, but hopefully not for long.
We check in with our weather reporter for an update on what we can expect next with warmer weathers. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Mornings on the Hill. It's time to check in on the Syracuse weather.
Josh Crawford is in the studio with a look at a full weather forecast.
Yep, that's me, guys. Let me take it other side. Yeah, like I said earlier, when we came in at 7 this morning, temperatures were dancing around the single digits, but we've gotten all the way up to a sweltering 25 degrees. So even though it feels like 20 degrees out, the sun is out, so you got a little over 60% humidity with that sun peeking through the clouds. Gotta love that. Lots of snow still on the ground here in Syracuse, but there seems to be no sign of precipitation anywhere in the next 24 hours, so that's good. Planning out your day, let me tell you a little bit farther to the side. Temperatures will continue to rise, getting and staying over 32 for most of the day until sunset, where we'll get a dip around 6 p.m. to 31 degrees. And we'll finish out the night with mostly clear skies for the day, sitting somewhere between 26 and 29 degrees for bedtime. For tomorrow, we'll get a bit of a warmer start with some similarly clear skies, starting with a low of 27 to start the morning and peaking at 42 degrees around 2 p.m. We won't dip below freezing till after tomorrow, ending off with an 11 p.m. temperature of 26 degrees. So we'll talk about your next upcoming 5 days. Again, mostly clear skies with a few chances of precipitation and snow in the weekend. You see that February, that 23rd and 24th, 30% chance, but temperatures will still be normalized. The wind will pick up in the middle of the week, sitting consistently between 14 and 22 miles per hour for Wednesday and Thursday. If that, like I said, if that snow does come, it'll be this weekend with snow chances sitting at 30% for Friday and Saturday, and temperatures that consistently stay below freezing. So you got high chances for rain on Thursday, between 50 and 60% chance, but we seem to have avoided any inclement weather for the next 5 days. Guy?
Capital One Financial is buying Discover Financial Services with $35 billion deal that will bring together the largest credit card issuers in the nation. The increase in the use of credit cards among Americans has benefited both financial companies. Many lower and middle income Americans are running up their credit card balances and increasing their personal loans after more than 2 years of inflation.
The Moscow City Court is rejecting U.S. journalist Evan Gershkovich's appeal against extended detention. The court is upholding his detention until March 30th.
Gershkovich was arrested while reporting on his trip. He was accused of trying to obtain state secrets. If convicted, Gershkovich will face up to 20 years in prison.
And we know that
former President Donald Trump has mentioned Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny by name on social media. Trump's post on his social media site focused on his own legal woes rather than Navalny.
Trump's comment comes more than 72 hours after Navalny's death in an Arctic penal colony. In Trump's post, he made no mention of Putin or Navalny's family. He commented on the U.S. being a nation on the decline.
Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, the Syracuse women's basketball team is building towards an NCAA tournament run. How did the squad fare in their last game?
Both SU lacrosse teams are looking to rebound after heartbreaking losses to Maryland. Your Orange Sports Update is next.
Good morning. I'm Zach Prees with your Orange Sports Update here on Mornings on the Hill. Let's tip it off with some men's hoops. So the Orange put up one of the upsets of the college basketball season a week ago today, taking down then number 7 UNC. Then on Saturday, they promptly fell to ACC bottom feeder Georgia Tech 61-65, which once again significantly dampened any chances the Orange have at getting an at-large bid into the NCAA tournament. So where do the Orange sit in the tournament landscape as we speak? It comes down to really a couple of factors. The Orange sit 90th in the net rankings, and usually you want to be around that 30 range if you want to get in as an at-large bid. They are 2-7 in Quad 1 this season, which is not very impressive. They have 2 Quad 3 losses, which is more bad news for Orange fans. So are the Orange crushed? Well, not quite yet. They've got a couple of Quad 1 opportunities still on the table to hope to impress the committee, but it's looking more and more likely as if they may have to win the ACC tournament in order to get in. They take the court tonight on the road versus NC State, who the Orange beat 77-65 earlier this season. Now we head to the women's side of things, where it's been the Orange who have been doing the crushing. The Orange entered Charlottesville, Virginia, on Sunday, riding a 4-game winning streak, and that number would soon extend to 5. Let's take a look.
Charlottesville, Virginia.
In a second here, here's Elena Rice getting things started, knocking down the right wing long ball. Now defense to offense. Kyra Woodward with the rejection. Rice running the floor, pitch back. Woodley, hand down, man down, knockdown. Bang, that's another 3 ball. Now here we go. Bodies on the deck. Isabel Verjao, scramble drill, kicks it. Fair, knockdown, can't leave her open. +1 and the contact with the foul. And now here we go once again, fair ISO. That's not a matchup you want to see if you're the defense. Hezzy, step back, nope. Now we go to the mid-range, pull up, midi, kaboom. Orange get the win on the road. With that win, Syracuse moves up 2 spots to 17th in the AP poll. The top 16 teams decided by the NCAA tournament committee at the end of the season will host an NCAA tournament game. The Orange look to further boost this ranking on Thursday as they welcome Duke to the Dome. We're in the home stretch of basketball season, but another Orange sport is just getting started. Let's pass it off to our sports reporter, Patrick Smith, with some Q's lacrosse.
Thanks, Zach. The men's and women's lacrosse team were in clashes to set the tone early on in this young season. Both teams ranked in the top 5 took on the Maryland Terrapins inside the JMA Dome. We start off with first the women's team. It was number 5 Syracuse hosting number 9 Maryland in a game to honor Rob Kavovit, a former SU player who lost his fight to mental illness. Defense was the name of the game. Maryland opened up the scoring, but here's Peyton Rowley to get the Orange on the board. Early second quarter, Terps up 2. This time it's Emma Ward inside to Emma Tyrell, who would net a pair of goals in today's game. Natalie Smith now from the 8-meter to tie things up gets this one to drop. Just 40 seconds later, another 8-meter shot, that time from Emma Tyrell. Heading into the second half, midway through the third quarter, game tied at 6. It's Corey Edmondson for Maryland who gives the Terps the advantage, and we would jump to overtime. Can the Terps win it? No, they could not. But here it is. Maryland gets the game winner and comes in to knock off number 5 Syracuse. Everyone's wondering, is this the Syracuse team to make it to the championship weekend in Philly for the first time since 2013? Well, a very hot start for the men's lacrosse team as they've been outscoring their first 3 opponents 54-20. We stay inside the Dome as number 5 Syracuse takes on number 4 Maryland just a few hours after the women's game. Here's Luke Roja getting things early, lighting the lamp. Syracuse on the board first. Maryland would answer right back, but off the face-off, it's Mason Cone just walking it in and gives the Orange the lead. Take a look at this. Will Mark, more like Will the Brick, with this save. Massive. Heading into the second half, the Terps will remain in front just by 1 late third quarter. It's Jack Koras who gets the feed across inside the crease. A minute left. Luke Roa ties things up, and we head into our second overtime of the day. Now, here we go. Can Michael Leo get the game winner? Yes, but no. They call crease violation. So a few seconds later, Maryland left wide open, and well, there's the game winner. 2 heartbreaking losses for 2 teams against Maryland, and both in overtime. Another spring sport is just about to get underway. I'll send it over to Zach with a look on spring training.
Yes, sir, Patrick. We got baseball on the cards once again, as today marks mandatory reporting day for all players to spring training with opening day in merely 37 days. So, Patrick, really quick prediction: who's going to win the World Series? Who's the team to watch?
You know, I'm taking the LA Dodgers. They got new talent coming in, and then team I'm looking for is the Detroit Tigers.
All right, thank you so much. Now we're going to head to break. Still to come here on Mornings on the Hill, something brand new from Starbucks. It's a drink to help celebrate the Chinese New Year with a unique flavor. We'll take a look when we come back.
Welcome back to Mornings on the Hill. A local salon is encouraging residents to embrace their natural hair.
Q's Curlfriend teaches people with curly hair how to effectively care for their curls. Our Whitney Williams tells us more.
Zatasia, the founder of Q's Curlfriend, Shakira Kemp, is passionate about helping people feel confident with their natural hair. What once started as nuggets of curl advice on Instagram in 2018 has now grown into a salon on Burnett Avenue, serving the Syracuse curl community. Raven Campbell first started learning about her natural hair when she moved to Syracuse for college in 2020. She says it was a frustrating trial and error process.
It's so hard to take care of your hair and really deal with your natural hair because of the fact that 1, the elements, 2, there's no one there to really help you. And I wish I had someone there to help me.
Curl specialist and founder of Q's Curlfriend, Shakira Kemp, says she wants to help persons like Raven who struggle with understanding their natural hair. She says even she struggled with finding a straightforward way to manage her curls.
When I found out that hair care didn't have to be 10 steps, it can just be straight up just shampoo, conditioner, and a couple styling products, I was like, oh, that sounds like the thing for me. So that's what I teach my clients is that, wash day does not have to take you a full day. You can literally get your hair done in 2 hours.
Kemp says curl education isn't only for people who have curly hair. In fact, she often teaches parents how to style their child's hair.
So a lot of the parents that I get are white, and their hair is not like their child's, or maybe they've adopted that child, and they know, like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I need to talk to somebody who is from this background, from this culture, looks like my daughter, to give me this insight. Also because as time goes
Kemp teaches clients about products, curl maintenance, and the technique in styling their hair. She customizes each client's routine based on their lifestyle habits and hairstyle preference. She says helping people master their natural hair is very fulfilling.
It makes me feel really, really good because I'm like, okay, I'm doing my part. Like, you know, I feel like everybody has a reason why they're placed on this earth for something, and it lets me know that I'm really walking in my purpose.
When I spoke to Kemp, she says she plans on digitalizing her hair care advice and product recommendations to make it accessible to people beyond the Syracuse community. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Whitney Williams.
Finally this morning, if you are a fan of Starbucks, you know the wide variety of coffee on their menu. Soon you can add pork-flavored coffee to the list.
That's right, pork flavored coffee. The drink will be offered for a limited time in Starbucks stores in China to help celebrate the new year. It's formally called the Abundant Year Savory Latte. According to the company's app, the drink will have a braised pork flavor sauce with espresso, steamed milk, and pork sauce with pork meat for garnish. The drink will cost 68 yen, or a little less than $10 here in the U.S.
I don't know about you, but I think I'm going to stick with my usual strawberry drink.
I think so too. You know, I love the inclusivity bit that Starbucks is on, but I'm not a big fan of red meat.
No, pork on the side, not in this drink, I think.
Yeah, you know, but the garnish sounds cute though. So I want to see pictures about it.
All right, that is going to do it for us here this Tuesday here on Mornings on the Hill. I'm Mike Ostrowski. Be sure to follow us on our social media.
And I'm Zatazia Duffy. Thanks for watching Orange Nation. We'll see you next Tuesday, live at 10 a.m. right here on OTN.